really want the earth as much as other people want the earth. Lisa Bender's all riled up.
Oh, plastic bags. Is it plastic bags?
No, she wants Fry to reopen 38th in Chicago. She's taking a strong stance after all these months. She's holding Fry to an ultimatum.
These guys, they love. They're eating themselves alive.
My God. The intersection
Doesn't Fry also want to open it, Joe? I think he does.
The intersection of 38th and Chicago was blocked off shortly after Floyd's death. Mayor Fry says clearly we need a decision about removing the barriers that block the intersection, but the mayor has both the responsibility and authority to make that decision based on over 80 community meetings that have taken place since May, said Bender. Bender said a decision has been made to clear the barricades in August, and that was later withdrawn, even though Small Fry had full authority as mayor to clear the area without city council approval. She added that if Fry refused to take his mayoral powers to reopen the intersection, she would set it in motion using the city council's legislative process. According to the statement, Fry wanted to send a letter of approval signed by city council members to community leaders before reopening the area, but Bender called that an end run around both the mayor's powers and the city council. These morons are now squabbling with each other about reopening an intersection that should have been opened June 5th.
Right.
In previous decisions, city leaders have cited accessibility for city services, such as first responders, public transit, and snowplows as paramount for reopening the intersection. Business owners in the area have said barricades have been a sore spot for their business as well. The owner of Cup Foods threatens to sue the city. But get this, these people have not been able to open an intersection.
Yep.
Right. In the larger scheme of governing the city of Minneapolis, you would think that it could have been done with a snap of a finger. Did you catch that Fry has written 80 letters to the community around there, the people lingering in malignant idleness, essentially crying on their shoulders saying, can I please reopen this now? Can I please reopen this now? Wow. These people cannot open an intersection, and they're governing your city. They can't get that open.
Joe, he couldn't open a can of Pringles. Give me a break. That area now is right where they go. The kids at night that do the carjacking, they grab the car, they run right over to that area because they know the cops won't go in there.
Well, it's a safety zone for them. It's a crime-free zone. You can't get in there and arrest anybody.
No, not crime-free zone. It's a enforcement-free zone.
Enforcement-free zone for crime, yeah.
It's happened the last couple of nights in a row, and hats off to Bobby and Steve's. Man, you guys are bold. They actually went in there yesterday and grabbed one of these carjacked cars that was abandoned in there. That's pretty badass, if you ask me.
No kidding.
Good job, fellas.
Just imagine that. A mayor and a city council of a major city in America can't get one measly little intersection open. They can't do it. They're incompetent. They're afraid to be bold. They're afraid to take a stand. They're waiting for permission. Now, I'm all for the government acquiescing to the citizens. That isn't what this case is about. This case is about the politicians acquiescing to criminals. Is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
So
and it doesn't make any difference where you are. 38th in Chicago.
Seattle.
Portland.
Yep.
Right. So when do they do it? I know we had this conversation a couple of weeks ago. When do they do it? Do they sneak in the middle of the night and open everything up and then post police there? Or do we call in the guard? The guard has all the equipment to remove the barriers and all the garbage. They could do it.
Whenever the next sub-zero forecast is, go in there, when it's nice and cold, maybe a little bit of snow, and that's when you go in.
Don't even put the city workers, the guys and gals in the trucks and whatnot in jeopardy. Just bring the guard in, armed, with magazines in their firearms. I'll tell you about that off. Oh, no, I did tell you about that already. And do it in the middle of the night.
Yep.
Remove all that stuff and then hang out for a couple of days.
I couldn't disagree with you more.
Oh, why?
I would bring in the forklifts. I would do it in broad daylight, and I would just say bleep you if you didn't like it.
All right.
We're opening the intersection.
But the problem
taxpayers
is,
pay for this.
But the problem is, what Kenny's referring to, Joe, is to try to limit the amount of violence because there's a lot of people that are in there that are armed.
Yeah. And I'm kind of worried about our guys and gals in blue, I don't want them shot at. I don't want them to have to get into needless fights.
Well, I don't either, obviously. Of course I don't.
But I like what your idea. I like the statement, and I think what is the phrase we use? What you see matters. Perception, something. Yeah, I like the point that your idea makes.
In other words, you're advocating for the city to act in cowardice.
I see that point. I do, but I don't want shots fired. I don't want violence.
Nor do I.
We're sick of that.
Because I'm anticipating that it can be done without shots fired. The mayor says to Andrea Jenkins, who represents the area, look, you get the word out and you get it out now. The barriers are coming out of there, and I don't want any problems. In addition, I don't want you to cause any problems. And if you do, I'm going to hold you accountable.